as a holiday can crack. Cheers. No Punts allowed. Adam and Paige, if you're watching on YouTube, are you proud of me dressing for the occasion? I got my holiday garb.
Okay,
on.
you got a red shirt.
A red shirt. It's true. But
I
I feel like, I could have gone Santa hat or something like along those lines. But
wait.
Yeah.
That's too hard to get to. I was
No,
going to
it's
get
fine.
my little Mickey mini ears that had the little hat on it.
No. Yes, we have football games to recap. We've got all sorts of transfer news going on.
Jeez.
We got a busy week. So we were recording. Have we ever recorded on a Monday before? Ever?
No.
I don't think we have. My house is empty right now. Right? It's completely empty. Everybody's.
This is why you said, "Hey, can we do it this morning?" You're like, "Hey, can we do this?"
This is a rare, it's so quiet. It's eerie. Perfect time to talk football. So, how are you? First of all, are you ready for Christmas? What's the vibe check over there?
Yeah, I feel like oddly because last year I went to the college football playoff game the weekend before Christmas, and I didn't realize how exhausting. I knew at the time it was exhausting, but having this weekend to just be home, do our editorial stuff, and not have to worry about travel was key. So for those of you who travel for the holidays and also for work right now, props to you because it is a lot. And a lot. I very much appreciate being home this time of year and being able to do fun holiday stuff. Saw Zootopia 2, by the way, over the weekend.
Excellent.
With my niece and nephew. Loved it. I loved it the first one too. I literally begged my brother and sister-in-law. I was like, "Can I take the kids to see Zootopia 2?" Selfishly. But yeah, I'm really ready for Christmas this year. All my presents are wrapped. That's not true. I have one for my brother that just came in the mail today. Other than that, I'm done.
I've got my shit together. We still have work to do. I spent my day up to this, getting my collective shit together. Just bought my wife a very, don't spoiler alert, she doesn't watch the pod. But we're experienced people, right? We don't really do gifts.
Okay.
But I did take my kids shopping yesterday. So I took all three. I kind of start with our random.
At the mall?
Yeah, outside, Target, and goddamn, dude. They're all under 11 for regular listeners know this. So, we got 11, 9, and 6. And it is, goddamn, that was a lot. that was, we got home from, it was 3.5, 4 hours of shopping. And everybody is picking out mom, a gift for mom.
Yeah.
And by the end of that was where my emotions and my patience had been exhausted. Got home and we had a good time. Everybody great. We went out to Buffalo Wild Wings, took the kids. We watched a little football.
We lovingly call that B-dubs in my family.
B-dubs. They love that. So especially the boys. So, but a funny story. And then we'll talk football, I promise. We check out at Target and it's I don't know, $175. I was like, shit, that's high. So, but whatever, all good. And I'm I just want to know. I paid, I spent stuff. Everybody bought something for mom. And so we get in the car. And I'm like, Olivia, can you see what was on the receipt? And there's two things, and they don't have a name on it, and they're $25.99 each. Well, we're like, what is this? Well, Olivia bought shampoo and conditioner for my wife.
Okay.
And she needed it. This wasn't even a Christmas gift. And I'm like, Olivia, that was $26 for a bottle of shampoo and conditioner. Oh. And I said it in a shocking way, and she started bawling. Oh, no. And then I felt terrible. I'm joking with, I don't care. I genuinely didn't know what it cost. And she felt so bad. And then I felt horrible. I almost started. I'm like, oh, honey, no, it's fine. I blame your mom for buying expensive shampoo.
Right.
And it turns out.
Shampoo and conditioner.
Now that's
By the way, that's low for good quality.
I found that out in the last 24 hours too. It was Nexus, whatever.
Okay, Nexus, yeah.
And they're the big bottles. And at Costco, they're half the price. I've become a shampoo and conditioner expert in the last 24
by the way,
hours.
Can I tell you something? In 2026,
God.
Do you know if Costco sponsors anything? If they do, I need it to be this podcast. I am the biggest Costco lover. Nick's we don't need stuff in bulk. I'm you know what? You do. We have lived in our house for over a year, and we bought the 200 box of garbage bags. We just ran out this week.
Yeah, see, that's a
200 and it lasts us.
yes.
I said, that chef's kiss, that's what you use Costco for.
It is. And then when you have kids, you find more shit. Goldfish. We have like, we will never run out of goldfish. But so I learned a lot about shampoo, and I went in the rabbit hole, right? And I felt terrible because it was. And then, I'm making jokes all day with Olivia. I'm like, like, why don't you go use a little bit of that? Like, you should try it out. And she's like, Dad, stop. Like, it wasn't funny anymore.
No, she's a firstborn daughter. She has very high expectations of herself, and she does not want to disappoint you.
When she just started bawling in the middle of a Buffalo Wild Wings, though, I was like, this is a low for me.
Because you were like totally, you also
I was totally
you are
joking.
reaching, you know what this is? You are reaching that age where like,
yes,
she's no longer like, you could still obviously joke with her.
Oh yeah.
But it's going to shift in the next couple of years where you're going to have to be so careful with the jokes.
Well, I was genuinely surprised by the cost. Yeah. I have not bought shampoo. Shocking, I'm sure you know this, in a long time. So when I see $50,
shampoo, deodorant, I'm sure you don't know body wash. I'm sure you don't even know where it comes from.
Deodorant, sure, fine. Shampoo, $50 on that was shocking to me, right? It was like the first time when we got a house.
That's like a good price. I'm not trying to be.
Well, and
does your wife color her hair?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, that's
just and so like I learned something, and clearly my sarcasm with my daughter wasn't great.
I have known you long enough that like I know exactly your face. Like I know exactly how that went. And it's very funny to me to think about. And poor Olivia, not at the expense of Olivia.
No, she recovered great. She was fine. But it was a genuine shock about the price. And then genuine horror that I had that my daughter was bawling in the middle of a very depressing Buffalo Wild Wings. Like it was, and we repaired that very fast. Root beer was had by all.
There we go.
It was fine. I turned it against my wife. And then
Olivia that she needed to use that to her advantage and be like, Dad, I forgot something at Target. Can we go get something?
It was, and like, not that I care. Money. I like this time of year. It's just shit. Like choo. But I was like, man, that seemed a little high. And then so it was an experience. It was a learning experience. We bonded. It was a rough patch, but we bonded that day, and we got a bunch of shit from my wife, so it worked out.
Did we just have an earthquake?
Did you? I could still hear you.
We have literally had. Sorry, this pod is like already off the rails.
Oh yeah.
We have had like a bunch because we're on the not the San Andreas fault. We're on the Calaveras fault. And we've had like a bunch of earthquakes. We had a big, like when I say big, I mean like 4. That is so crazy. 2 minutes ago, 2.2. That's so crazy that I just felt that. Oh my God. I'm like, that's not a big one, but I was like,
we're going to have
now
to
I'm
watch
going crazy. No, now I'm going crazy because I legitimately have, like, I think that there's like earthquakes happening all the time. And like,
shout out to your internet.
What?
Shout out to your internet and like
they're not like big ones. These are like little shakes and they last really like they don't like the biggest that this fault could get would be a 5 or a 6. And that like that's gonna like maybe knock over something, but it's not gonna like crumble buildings or do anything like that. So my earthquake knowledge has gone up significantly in the last couple of weeks because we've had so many.
Wow.
But yeah, that one wasn't very big. It was only like 2.2, but the one over the weekend was a 4. And I like sat up and I was in my bed and I like sat up and it was like legit shaking where I could like see it. And like that, we haven't had a big one like that in like some time. But
this is an amazing pod start.
This
Shampoo
is, I know,
and an earthquake. Producer Matt, there it is, brother. That was like Herb Street, right? In Oklahoma. Was it Oklahoma State where he was mid video and one hit and his eyes got extremely wide?
Big. So what's funny is like producer Matt lives in the Bay Area, so he's gonna know this and be like, yeah, it's a 2.2 is nothing. I mean, the people that don't live here and don't know, like, because you can't predict that. People are like, aren't you scared of them? I'm like, sure. Obviously, I'm afraid of like the San
Sounds
Andreas Fault and
terrifying.
all that stuff. However, it's very minor.
Now that we're good. Let's talk some football, and let's talk about each game in chronological order of which they happen. The playoff games. Alabama looked like absolute horse shit for about 27 minutes.
Yeah.
And then found itself, and then Oklahoma pissed down its pants, and Alabama is moving on. You and I struggled with this game to make a pick. I think we both somewhat sheepishly picked Alabama.
We did.
Like we were caving at the end.
One of us went undefeated in our picks.
One of us did.
Nah, got him. No,
one of us did. So I got to give Alabama a lot of credit. I got to give Kalen DeBoer a lot of credit. Like 17-0, you're looking like I'm expecting Alabama to quit. I got to be blunt. I am expecting Alabama to tap out. We saw 60 minutes of horseshit against Georgia in the SEC championship game. We saw an additional 27. So you're talking about 90 minutes of uninspired football. And for Alabama to come back and win, I mean, huge. And I know the Indiana game is going to be hard. We'll talk about it, but I was super impressed. I can actually appreciate this football game less of what it will mean, more of what it means right now. And I thought that was a really game effort from Alabama. It was an incredible comeback.
So I was watching the game with my husband and brother, and we all kept joking, like, seems like a guy who's going to Michigan. Like he's front. Like every time DeBoer would do an interview, or like this seems like a guy who's coaching who just wants to leave and go to Michigan, like as a joke. And it was funny after the game he was talking, and I was like, seems like a guy who is not ready to go to Michigan. So yeah, the like comeback wise, also like I will say Alabama showed their depth in this game in the sense that like something I mentioned in our like preview of this was like, hey, sometimes Alabama doesn't adjust and it's like very obvious, and that's on Grubb and DeBoer, and they did, and that's something that like we have not seen, which is going to serve them really well going forward in the college football playoff. I don't want to react and say, oh my gosh, they're going to win a national championship, but they're going to be more competitive than I thought they were after the SEC championship.
I also think Alabama with house money is really interesting. Like, and on the flip side, by the way, what happens next? Brent Venables getting a new job, or Brent Venables making the playoff again?
So I will say I have faith because his GM is the former Senior Bowl director.
Nagy. He's a good dude. Great guy.
Great guy. Great evaluator. So I will say I think that it's possible that they get back, but Oklahoma, buddy, you guys got to win a playoff game at some point. Like, what are we doing? And that goes back to Lincoln Riley. Like, yikes. I think he stays, and I don't think they fire him. The market
no, he's bought himself some goodwill for sure. But I
not
can't
this year,
say,
but I mean even next year if they don't make the playoff, I don't think they fire him.
All right, I will play this game. I don't give a shit that it is the week of Christmas. They play UTEP.
We're going to talk about coaches getting fired.
They play UTEP in the opener. They play at Michigan, which TBD. They play New Mexico. They play at Georgia. They play Texas. Where's Kentucky? At Mississippi State, South Carolina, at Florida, Ole Miss, A&M at Missouri. Yikes. Oklahoma gets fucked every year. On paper, that schedule does not look great. Now, you don't play Bama, but at Georgia, at Michigan, Texas, at Florida, Ole Miss, A&M, at Missouri. That's smelling like 4 losses. This is what it smells like. It's smelling like 4 losses.
I mean, now, let's be real. See. We didn't expect them to win this year at all and get through this. So we expected them to be good because of Mateer, but we did acknowledge that it was going to be hard for them to make the playoff with that schedule.
That's fair. In the regular season, he coached his ass off. The optics, and even this game, just, God, Mateer had such a bizarro season. I mean, Heisman favorite, and then it looks like at times, like the charming playing backyard football thing was like, no, these mechanics are bad, and he's not playing, like, defensively great. You know where I stand on asking you the question, by the way. Not to be that dead horse. I think this team. Well, we'll see if they get a quarterback and everything else, but I think it's a long road. Now,
There are plenty to choose from in the portal if you want. But anyway, let's talk about other
yes.
games before
All
we get
right,
to that.
Miami, Texas A&M.
The worst football game we've ever watched.
I bet the over in this game. I'm gonna admit it right now. It's one of the worst over bets I've ever made. I believe what 0-0 at half.
And you're a big weather guy. How did you not know that remember when you taught me that there's such thing as gale winds? I did not remember that from elementary school science.
Well, I was at this is a funny gambling thing. So I was running around Saturday morning, taking kids to baseball and basketball. And I get home. I made my bets when I was sitting at basketball practice. I come home and I'm watching the Pat McAfee kick. And like their hats are blowing off. And I'm like, I'm fucked. I am. I should have just shot out of it. I didn't. Miami 10, Texas A&M 3. What are your immediate thoughts here?
I mean, the weather played a huge factor.
It did.
The fact that any team won that football game without, I mean, the missed kicks were terrible. The weather was certainly a factor, but like we saw both of these teams were so questionable in so many ways. Like they're at their highest. I guess inconsistent is the right word. Both of these teams had the ability to be really inconsistent.
Yes.
And we saw that just throughout this game. But I was very much impressed with the resilience of Miami, despite like really not being able to put up points. I mean, both teams really, but
agreed.
Did I not say that if it was a close game and Marcel Reed needed to make big plays in big moments and he was put under that pressure, there could be a possibility that he would not make a great decision. And I think that was going to be the difference maker was like, though we criticize Miami for playing it safe, you can't really play it safe with a guy like Marcel Reed in that offense. And it's not all on him, but I will say I do think those situations throughout the year put him in a really tough spot. And I know they've had the flip side of that, but it's just the inconsistency of that in clutch moment.
Yeah, it's funny, right? You go back to Notre Dame, some of the plays he made on that last drive, South Carolina.
Yeah, South Carolina is a big one that I was referring to.
He played awful though. I mean, he played awful, indecisive on the runs too.
Yeah,
they were finding success doing that. I thought the play calling for both teams was an atrocity. By the way,
yeah. The defense for Miami, though, I will say, is just something like
unbelievable. And I was a little surprised the offense. I know Texas A&M has a great pass rush, but I mean Miami. I think Miami's utterly fucked moving forward. Because, you're relying on your running back to run for almost 200 yards, which was great. And they were gutting A&M. That's where the offensive line for Miami was extraordinary. Like, you could see it in happening. Like, they're going to break a couple of big runs up the middle, and they did. But Reed is a really interesting player to project, too. I was thinking about that because he's coming back next year. Can you fix accuracy issues, right? Like, can you fix it? DJU at Clemson. We saw Josh Allen at Wyoming, and he got to the NFL, and all of a sudden, Josh Allen is like a different guy.
Josh Allen.
Can he fix this? I don't know. Like his completion percentage is a problem. He's an electric talent. He will be the starter for A&M. He's obviously done it. A&M, though, you got to be questioning like, what is the ceiling of your most important player moving forward? I think it's really interesting.
Can I throw out a possibility?
Yes, in.
Do you think there is, because of the nature of NIL, transfer portal, all those things, do you think there's a possibility that they think that they can get something better and are willing to pay for it and don't have him start?
I think you got to look long and hard at that game. And now, granted, they lost one game. I think they benefited from scheduling. They lost to a really good team. I ran into a huge Notre Dame guy at the gym today. He's like plugged in to Notre Dame. He and I are gym buddies. And he asked me, because I hadn't seen him, like, what'd you think of the Roy? I said, Miami got him. They were better. But who would Ohio State rather be playing right now? Miami over Notre Dame, right? Not to extend this discussion that's gone on
Yeah.
longer than it has to. It's dead. Miami earned it. Good for them, by the way. But Carson Beck is going to have to do more. And they've got weapons. So who's to say they can't? It's an uphill climb. That was an
Yeah.
ugly game. Kudos to Miami, though. And Mario Cristobal, we have given him an earful of shit. They used 3 timeouts in like the first 17 minutes of the first half. Terrible. He just does things that are infuriating. However, as a program builder and a talent evaluator, he's pretty fucking good. And that was on display here the way they did it. So I got no beef. All right, now to the group of 5 portion of the podcast. So Tulane. I thought Tulane would put up a fight. Not like a close fight, but score points. I mean, Ole Miss had injuries all over the place. Ole Miss lost its coach. This was a bad day for the group of 5s. And we can lump them in together if you like.
Yeah, we can.
But let's start with Tulane and Ole Miss. I mean, this was a terrible football game. And honestly, the playoffs should be embarrassed. You and I love group of 5 teams. We really do. We have been campaigning for them to have the ability to get access to the playoff. And if you have a team like Boise State last year, who, look, lost to Penn State, but was competitive, was at least competitive. This is a bad night for the group of 5. Paige.
Yeah.
And I think the playoff really has to look long and hard about what we do to ensure that the playoff doesn't get games like this.
Well, and they will. So, I mean, this is going to change for sure. And I know this isn't the best way to look at it, but I think this needed to happen. This outcome needed to happen for it to be fixed by this next year. So say we got an ACC champion, one group of 5, and, that made the most sense. We wouldn't necessarily be looking at the automatic qualifiers, the group of 6 conversation as closely as we are. Notre Dame would not be petitioning for as much. They already had that, what was the agreement that they had with the playoff, that if they were ranked in the top whatever, if there were 16 teams or 14 teams or 12 teams, they would automatically get in. So this needed to happen for there to be a better version of the playoff going forward. We're doing a show a little later, and they asked us to pick like winners and losers of stuff. And one of my losers, spoiler, is Oregon and their killer instinct, because I really, really wanted them to lay the hammer down to finish that out. And Dan Lanning himself afterwards on the TNT show was like, I was disappointed that we didn't finish it out. And even when they brought in second string and had to kind of go back to the first stringers, it just was one of those things that didn't feel like they really gave it all. And I think he's so wary of what happened last year in the Rose Bowl that he's like,
yep,
no, we got to fix this. So though it is a loser, it's kind of going to tie into a winner, where I do think that will help them moving forward. However, it does make me nervous for them versus Texas Tech.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Anybody who's trying to record videos.
Oh man, anytime now. But
it's so funny. That's a block.
But I will say, I think the playoff will get better. And also, if you're mad about this first round, you get a banger of a next round games. So I don't even want to hear it.
JMU covered, and that pisses me off. Okay, because Oregon looked like it was playing against air on offense. There's a couple of freak interceptions, and but defensively, that was a shit effort. So we can rip on group of 5s. JMU covered, and they were feisty as hell. I'll give them credit.
Yeah,
I still think optically it was really bad. Optically it was bad, and Oregon played with its food. And it's hard to have a conversation on this, because you do want a team to be able to come in. That being said, Paige, I was thinking about this a lot. Like, God, could you imagine Notre Dame and or insert Vanderbilt or Texas here was in these games?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how fucking cool would that be? I mean, the playoff.
It's going to get there. It is.
And you have to have guardrails. Just say, hey, if a group of 5 team, they have to be ranked in the top 20, the top 15, the top 18, whatever it's going to be. They have to earn it. Like, don't just no free rides. And my position on that has changed a little bit because now we've seen it. Boise, again, I'll go back to Boise last year. Boise was a fucking wagon. Ashton Genty was a legit star. That team deserved it, and they were not embarrassed. They lost, but they were not embarrassed. Now, giving them a bye, okay, we can argue about the format. So I think, this is
Also,
perfect timing because it's changing anyway.
Look, the playoff committee is not going to want to pay out a group of 6-team $8 million because they had the highest ranked champ be Tulane and they lost, and that they're really paying quite a bit for not a lot in return in terms of ratings, all of those things, etc.
Yes.
So something that it will absolutely change. But I do want to talk about Notre Dame for a sec because they're not playing USC. That rivalry is officially on pause. Because they're playing BYU, which is hilarious to me in all aspects. Because like, if you didn't get into the playoff, let's play each other, so maybe one of us can get in. So
do they? I mean, optically, they've had about as shitty of a 2.5 week stretch as you can have, right? So like bad.
And this just made it worse. Like, I'm so sorry, but this you're gonna continue. And then of course there was the report that the ACC director and their AD had a good conversation and a good meeting. It's like, still, this is all done very publicly. And then again, the report, and we talked about this, and I said, it's weird that they're acting like this because they're really biting the hand that feeds them, and they're going to piss off a lot of people that are going to make a decision that includes them and maybe gives them an automatic qualifier, and now they're not going to want to. Like, this is not great, and I'm curious. The BYU thing is interesting to me because, look, the Big 12 commissioner, Brett Yormark, is a smart guy. He knows an opportunity when he sees one, and I am kind of curious if there is going to be some sort of that Notre Dame is not just sort of affiliated in the way that they are football-wise with the ACC, if they combo that with a Big 12 situation as well to be like, hey, guys, let's all ban against the big guys up there and give ourselves the best opportunity to get in.
Do you think this is a Lincoln Riley thing or a Notre Dame thing? And because I think it's a USC thing. I love ripping on Notre Dame at this point, but if I'm USC and I have the Big Ten schedule now, this game is not good for me. And I'm just going to say it. I don't think Notre Dame is running from this game. I think Lincoln Riley and USC is looking at their schedule. And by the way, this isn't necessarily a wrong thing. Right?
Yeah. It's best for you.
I'm not even ripping them, but if I were to place blame on this series going away, it's not on the Notre Dame side.
No, but I will say in terms of college football playoff, Notre Dame is thinking about this as well because, again,
it's a huge blow.
It's the SEC and the Big Ten versus everybody else, and you're not a part. Notre Dame thought they were included in that, and they're not, and they are going to figure out a way to not benefit the Big Ten or the SEC or even the ACC, but they're going to try and benefit themselves in the best position to get into the playoff. And I think USC is looking at this and going, I don't want to do this if we're going to get penalized for playing this game and lose this game when we already have a tough schedule and play in the Big Ten. However, I think it's a little combo of both. I think it's a combo of both, and everything that's going on with the playoff feels very much like this was an easy call. Like, I don't think Notre Dame was trying to negotiate to make it work and be like, let's play it at the beginning of the year so your loss doesn't matter.
According to guy at Jim, who will remain nameless, Marcus Freeman will not go to the Giants. This guy's actually plugged in, by the way. Okay. He's going to sign a big-ass contract with Notre Dame.
Yeah, Marcus Freeman doesn't want to leave. I don't think I would never expect him to
Not
leave.
now. Not now. I think you got another year of CJ Carr. You're going to be a top 3 team next year. I know you're losing a lot of talent, including maybe the best football player in the country. But no, not now. It makes me sad, though, because this is kind of an important game to the ecosystem. So it makes me kind of sad. Now, what doesn't make me sad, let's show you how to curtail this. Now, we got a report mid-season that Bill Belichick was out, right? And you and I thought he was gone. And by the way, the writing was on the wall. This isn't working. We'll give UNC a little bit of credit. They played better in the second half. They lost a lot of football games, but they were competitive, almost beat Virginia. They were in games. Now, Paige, they are bringing in one Bobby Petrino to run their offense. Bobby Petrino
As if they
and
didn't
Bill
like
Belichick.
attention enough.
It is amazing what time does. Now, Bobby Petrino knows football, right? Like, offensively, I think he's a really interesting football mind. Everything else is like, what is this going to look like? Like, and I would assume Belichick, Belichick's a really smart guy. And when you actually see him out of his, like, when we got to see him podcasting and shit, you got to see him actually be normal.
Yeah.
And not the hoodie. And I loved it. I wish he would do more of it. I don't know if this is going to work, but it's going to be great content. And I guess that's my only stance that I have here.
The content at UNC is just forever going to be everything that's not involving the on the field stuff. So it is what it is. It's fine. I'm not saying people don't deserve second chances or jobs or things, but yeah, the attention is going to be wild, and the reporting on this is just crazy. But that's the life of college football, baby. They're just trying to be a normal college football program.
Yeah, we'll leave that there. Lane Kiffin got $250,000 for Ole Miss's playoff win.
Yep, from LSU. They took
what tremendous hustle, Jimmy Sexton.
Yeah, give it up.
Yeah, buddy.
Jimmy.
Happy holidays, Jimmy and Lane. $250K for couch watching.
He could get $1 million if they make it to the national championship.
I don't know if he has to worry about that.
I know, but I mean, think about that. You're not.
It's a free roll.
Coach.
I hadn't actually looked at that line. That line is 6.5. It's not terrible. It's competitive. Anything else news-wise catch your eye? We got like transfers galore.
Oh my gosh.
I do want to say, I had one thing, obviously Auburn goes to USF to get their coach. And now it sounds like they're going to USF maybe to get their quarterback in Brown, who's entered the transfer portal. I actually would love this. That dude is a fucking gamer. And when you look at Auburn's trouble, they have been in quarterback hell for the better part of, 3 to 5 years, right? And that guy is tough as shit. He ran for 1,000 yards, threw for 3,000. Obviously, the connection with his coach makes sense. They're going to want to spend. They're going to want to solidify that position. You look at the undoing of Hugh Freeze. I would love that fit. I mean, that would be great for Auburn if they could go get the tandem, which seems to be kind of the trend in college football right now.
Yeah. Do you think the same is going to happen for Iowa State to Penn State, the pipeline?
Yes.
You think Rocker Beck is
it
going
should.
to?
It gives you just such relief because you can go then recruit a kid. I mean, you're going to have the similar thing with Lane Kiffin wherever he goes, right? Like whatever he does, you're going to have a year of grace. Now, obviously, where will Lane end up? I remember you thought Lagway, I thought Levitt. I don't know if you can go wrong either way, assuming he can.
And Chambliss is still technically an option.
Well, yes, right. Like, what is the deal there? Because I was talking to somebody over the weekend. Is he eligible, or are they going to waiver this shit? Like, I don't know. Like, well, either way, Lane's going to have a quarterback. Like,
I think he still has a year because of. Let's look.
I think he would be the best bet then because of comfort and everything else. Although I'd love Sam Levitt.
So it appears there's ads.
Oh, that's all right. It's fine. I can kill time. In fact, while you're looking this up, shout out Kenny Dillingham. Not good news for you, but good news for Arizona State. Staying at Arizona State, turning down the Michigan job. I love that for ASU.
Why do you hate me? I literally, I'm just so sad that he won't leave. Okay. He applied for and was expected to receive an extra year for 2026 due to his unique circumstances at D2. Meaning he has 2 years, which would be 2025 at Ole Miss and then the 2026. So he is approval is pending as of right now.
But I think likely.
He's likely going to get it. So yeah, I'm curious on that front. I think also obviously Lane will pay attention to that. But yeah, Kenny Dillingham, I get that you love Arizona State and you're an Arizona State grad and all these things, but
I'm
dude,
no, wait, no. I have a brother, but
leave.
you're saying Dillingham, not me. I thought you were talking to me. I was like, whoa, hold on now.
No, no,
I
no,
have
no.
allegiances to shitty football teams. But
No,
he
your brother does go to
seems.
Arizona State. We won't
Oh,
hold
he
him
was
against
so
him.
sad too. I saw him, and he was like losing Levitt, losing Tyson, and
And he's
like
like, "We, the rich people around this area, we live in an." First of all, let me just say this, Kenny. There are, I'm sure, Arizona State graduates that have a lot of money. There are probably, to every one Arizona State graduate with a lot of
yeah,
money, there's probably 3 University of Arizona graduates in that area that are going to contribute all that money they possibly can to U of A. So it's going to be a battle, by the way, of money in
Michigan
Arizona, and I
has.
love it. But Michigan,
It's the
buddy, how do you
richest
turn it
booster.
down?
Well, they've got more billionaires than anybody,
I know.
right?
That's
Like,
why I'm like, what are you doing? And then so
and
then he's having to ask for this money. That to me was like, you know what, Kenny, he's doing it because he loves it and he wants to do it at a place he loves. And that's like true. Like that's refreshing in this day and age. But oh my God, if it could not be the rivalry school to mine, that would
it
be
just
fantastic.
comes off very genuine and sincere. And I know there's the business of this, and Kenny should do it right for it. I don't know if Michigan is the right job though. Like he
I
could
mean,
find, like Lincoln Riley leaves USC, and I think Kenny Dillingham would step in and be fantastic, right? Like culturally, I don't know if he wants this. That's not even a knock. It's just like this job is. There's a lot going on.
oh, he's a
It's a
millennial. He's smarter than that.
It's a
He's not
weird
trying to
time to
endure the abuse that
no.
you're going to get at these other programs.
Agreed. All right. What do we want to do? Do we want to do a playoff preview? Do we want to talk bowls?
Let's talk goals as opposed to playoff because we should do one episode next week before, unless we wanted to pack it all into one.
No. I think we're good. I have bowl locks, upcoming bowl locks, that I just submitted. So I've got fresh ones, and we could go over those. Hold on, I'm trying.
We've got
to
a
find
game
them.
going on right now.
Yeah, we do, and this is one of the best times of the year. Bowl games still do matter
Every day.
I've been doing pretty well in bowl season so far, by the way. So far, so good. I can go over. So by the time it's perfect. So this week, we're talking about locks for the remainder of the bowl season. So basically, December 23rd and on, non-playoff games.
Yep.
So let's go through some of these. The Hawaii Bowl, to me, is like a part of my holidays. I love it on Christmas Eve. I am that annoying shithead at my brother and sister-in-law's who says, can we put on the Hawaii Bowl? And everyone looks at me like I'm an asshole, which I am. But this year's game is kind of fun. Hawaii is good, and Cal is relevant. I do like Hawaii, though. I think Hawaii -1.5. This line has moved around a little bit. Timmy Chang has done a great job with them. They are back. I like the game being played at home. I'm in. I don't know if you have strong feelings about this or any of these games. There's some rough ones there, but this is one I actually like.
The Underachieving Bowl on December 27th, the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl versus Penn State versus Clemson.
I couldn't. Okay. Penn State, I kind of like. Because Penn State showed some heart. They showed some fight.
Yeah.
And I feel like, and I don't know what the opt-out situation is at Clemson. I don't know what to do with this game. I'm curious
what it is at Penn State too, actually.
No, for sure. Like this is a mess, but it's wildly compelling. Like we thought this was going to be the national championship. Like, and we're in the fucking Pinstripe Bowl.
Wait, actually, that's so funny. We legitimately thought that this was
we thought. I mean, we picked Clemson to win it all, and like if you were to look, like Clemson's going to play.
I was like, Penn State's winning it. Wow, that's like the craziness of college football this year. I will continue to say that this is going to like continue to be this crazy of like you're not going to be able to really predict it until you see these teams actually play because the turnover is just insanity. At this point, what works for one program is not going to work for another. Do you have any other picks for that big Saturday? Virginia versus Missouri?
Hold on. We're going by calendar. Let me see. Yes, I looked at Virginia versus Missouri. What is that? The 27th.
7th.
Hold
Saturday is a
on.
big day of games. LSU,
It,
Houston.
I had I like BYU against Georgia Tech in
Okay.
the Pop-Tarts Bowl. I do like that game. I
Fantastic.
like Houston as well. I think LSU has quit.
Yeah.
I think LSU. I like look at their
There.
and I can't blame them. They're like in football purgatory right now. Yeah, look
Yeah.
at these fucking games. By the way, god damn,
I know. I can't wait to just mindlessly watch these.
8 games. My god, that is just beautiful. 8 games.
New Year's Eve is a bit of a fun one too.
Yeah, New Year's Eve
Iowa.
is a fun one. I like Iowa. I like Iowa in this game. I like the over in Tennessee, Illinois, the Music City Bowl. Remember when we used to do this and I would have to read all the bowl games, like the
Yep.
names of them, and it was just a.
And you were terrible at it.
I
Terrible.
was I was t- t- I
And
was.
then now we're unable to say Texas Tech, so it's fine.
I do like Duke against Arizona State. I think Arizona
Okay.
State is a team that's in flux. I don't know what to do with Texas, Michigan. I'd probably bet Texas. I don't know what
Yeah, I'm gonna go with
Michigan's
Texas.
current state is.
Shambles. Nebraska, Utah.
So we are going to be at an outdoor, or an indoor outdoor water park.
Outdoor water park. I was like,
Jason and I were scouting this.
neighbor
So,
Jason.
Neighbor Jason and I, on the 31st, we will be in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, indoor water park with like 40 of our neighbors, right? And so Iowa, that could be a heavy drinking game at the indoor water park at 11 a.m. And then
you both have games that day. That's
we
gonna
both
be
have games. And I said to him today, 'cause I had not looked at this Nebraska line. It is shocking. I
What
know
is
there's
it?
a lot. It's 16.5 Utah's favored by. That's a massive line. I was like, hey man, like what the fuck is what is up? It's the biggest spread that we have. I don't know what I want to do with it. The other thing I like about this bowl schedule, by the way, so we got playoff games that night, and then we have playoff games in the first. So we will do a pod next week
Yep.
where we can focus on those games. But then we get these weirdo Rice, Texas State in the games. We have Navy, Cincinnati, which is a mess. Go Cats, SMU. The second. Wake Forest, Mississippi State. And then Illinois State, which I logged some hours at, is going to play on January 5th in the FCS championship game.
That is the best part about this new change of I know we're trying to move the national championship back up and stuff, but even after the playoff semifinals are done, we still get bowl games every year afterwards and other championship games. I love it. And then, of course, we will head to Miami.
We are going to Miami.
I'm very excited about.
Where the media party is, I didn't know this, you told it to us today, on a yacht.
Yes, so that'll be fun. There will be pictures for sure.
On a yacht?
I think it's going to be stationary. I don't think it's actually going to.
Well, like the booze. Yeah, no, that makes sense. But still,
booze cruise would be very fun.
Yeah.
Dangerous to have everybody out at sea, though, for that.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Competing for space in the room.
Open bar out at sea at night, not ideal.
Yeah. So we will see.
But also sounds like a good time.
Yes. Also, I guess we should have plugged this sooner, but we will be live in the BR app today. Go check out the stuff in the BR app later and on the YouTube channel. Like it, comment on it that you love us. We appreciate those things all the time.
Yes, please do. And we're recording videos tomorrow as well, I believe.
Yeah. Busy week. And it's Christmas.
And then it's Christmas.
What do you have a gift that you're most excited to give your children?
I can't say. Because I find out, well, my wife doesn't listen to this. I feel like they will YouTube this shit. Did I tell you this? Did I tell you this conversation? Well, I've told you that they find that I swear. I have a few.
Okay.
I have a few. The other thing that we're testing a new arcade game.
Okay.
And on Friday they came home and I had it in our house and I got that pre-Christmas that response. That was a banger. But there's so much stuff. There's yes, I have a few. My problem is now I keep buying. I say I'm not prepared. I get prepared. And then the more time goes on, I'm just like, well, one more thing.
Yeah,
Like
well, no,
one more.
I did that, and I'm doing it just for my niece and nephew. Like,
It's fun for
I
them.
can't help it. I'm like, what if we just get this? And yeah, Nick and I, obviously, because we had a wedding this year, we're like, let's give ourselves a budget. There was no budget for our niece and nephew. We were just like, let's go off vibes. Let's go off what they really
Oh
want.
no,
And
that's a great idea.
yeah, so it is very exciting, but I'm excited for Christmas. We wish you all a Merry Christmas if you celebrate. Happy Hanukkah. I know we've passed it now once this is published.
You know, yes, enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, enjoy a little wine. Enjoy. Yeah,
I think if we record next week at a time where I am able to drink, we should have some wine.
Yes, I am in. Let's see. I'm going to the water park, I believe, on Tuesday. God.
We'll probably do another Monday one.
Another Monday one. I like it.
All right. So look out for maybe
the holiday.
We got to sync with producer Matt.
All right. Well, we are going to get ready and go holiday it up. But great football going on right now and all week long. So enjoy. For Paige, I am Adam. We will talk to you guys next week.